to state and establish another city outside the state. There, and in the case of Putrajaya and Kuala Lumpur. So I don't think this approach can fit Kano as it is growing. We need to maintain the city and at the same time establish another city that can lessen the overstretching of the existing, resources that Kano is enjoying. You are in the best position, please, when it comes to discussing, we would like to have so that policymakers can have an insight on how to go about making Kano a better place to live. Now, I would like to open and give a chance for if they have any comment before I give to Professor Sam, Professor Galachi.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Wa salatu wa salam ala ashraf al-mursaleen. Wa ala alihi wa ashabihi wa ala. Gentlemen, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I would like to thank Professor Isa Subaro. He has really educated us. We are now more informed, more educated, more graduates and undergraduates. So we are most Professor for this very pleasant, which covers not only so but other areas of knowledge. We really thank him very much. There are a number of issues which he raised, but I'm sure quite a number of eminent scholars, especially those in that field, I'm sure will comment. But I have just two issues which I mentioned. One, because I was mentioning what was the best essential things that he mentioned a number of things. He mentioned one thing which is very important. That is what a lady mentioned, a lady from South Africa. Is it from South Africa? She said toilet is the most important thing. In 1960s, here as the provost in the former Abdullahi Bayero College. Now, I remember very well that in that year, there were people coming from America in order to teach in universities. So we were told that some from America. So I remember them. Went to the airport and took them to the university here. to Abdullahi Bayru College at that time. Now, the interesting happened was that these four were driving into Kano. They saw a number of people easing themselves just after the Badala, easing themselves, and a number of people. So one of the girls asked the assistant registrar, why are these people doing this here? Now the assistant registrar couldn't answer, but he said, oh, these are mad people. They are mad people. Then they continued. They continued seeing people all around, including later. So they said, I met the man and the man in this country. So immediately he came to me, he told me in Hausa what happened. Then I talked to these people, and anyway, this reminded me of what he said. Now, this was one thing. Now, one other thing that the professor mentioned, that was the establishment of the railway by colonial power. Now, people knew what they wanted. In Kano at that time, to construct. Since that time, I remember also in 1962, when I was coming back from UK, I came by sea and then took the railway in 1962. The railway was really superb. It was as good almost as the railway in England. Superb. I was fortunately in the first class. So there were all the amenities provided in the train. Meals were served, cheese, and so on and so forth. It took us about 1.5 days to reach Kano. That was the last time I used the internet. Now, the professor was talking about the importance of innovation. But I want to say one thing. Innovation in our country is not enough. We need continuation. Continuation. Unfortunately, this is what we don't have in this country. If a government comes today and starts doing something, by the time it finishes, when another government comes, they will start from the beginning. They will ignore all what the previous government has done. This is one of our diseases in this country. And this is a disease, not only a disease for the federal government, but for almost all the state governments. It is a disease. And this we will come to the roof level. So I urge, now that there is a commissioner here and somebody also representing His Excellency the Governor, I am pleading to them that please let us be not only innovative nation, but a nation that continues to build on whatever has been started. Now, anybody who, for example, knows Saudi Arabia 50 years ago, 70 years ago, I know it more than 60 years ago. At that time, it was just like Fagi. It's just like Fagi. It was as developed as Fagi was developed, honestly. But go to Saudi Arabia today, see how they develop. Why? Because they continue and building one of the best in terms in the world. So please, what you as undergraduates and also is if you happen to be in any respectable office, the important thing is building on what previous people built so that you reach the roof level. Otherwise, you can never reach the roof level. Now, number of issues, in fact, especially would raise, but I would like to really thank you on behalf of what you really educated us in this very important time. Thank you very much.
I think my honorable commissioner has a very important engagement. Take his leave. We are grateful, sir. And now, next comment is the Chairman, sir.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. abin da muke bukata profesa a cikin zamanin a sa mana kishin ƙasa da sanarwa duk waɗanda suke nan da kake ban ɗakuna a makaranta ban ɗakuna a gida ba za ka samu tsafta. Allah ya ji kan sarkin ringin barin yaran su. Muna magana da shi ke cewa kowane mutum da ka auna shi da abu biyu in ka je gidansa. Ban ɗaki za a yi bisa wannan makaranta in ka shige su na firamare, na sakandare, na tertiary school, na university, ofisoshin gwamnati da mai ofishin da ke ciki shi kansa bai san kima ya gyara wannan. 5,000 da zai ware ya ba wa mai wanke banɗakinsa tashi yake. Wani mutum ya gina gida, a gidansa akwai banɗakuna 50 a nan da na ce kamata ya ka ɗauki a lokacin ma kuɗi suna da yawa na ce kuɗi banɗaki na gidanka guda 10 kowane ka ba shi 3,000 a wata. Banɗaki kawai za a sa ruwa da kowane da ya sa to sai an canza mana tunani. In ba haka ba wannan lantar taka kawai ce za mu mutu shi. Abu na ba kan kasar lokacin da audu ba ya zaɓi daga adamu ya ba da toma na Kano ya ce ka tsabtace wani yakancin da aka yi masa a Kano ya ce wai a yi kuma shari aka yi masa kuma a lokacin ana da yau duk su tsoron mabadala sun yi zo kofar da ake saboda ba a yi wa yara boys quarters kuma yaro ne girman ba kowa ne zai shiga gidansu. Ba a da wuya sha a kan tsabtace Kano har sai da bakin ciki ya sa yi waka wanda ya sa ɗana ya maimaita ta a wakanci saboda sai an canza mana tunani. Lokacin da Ibrahim Waziri wanda ya yi hakimi dan bata ya zo yana yan albarka da har Qur'ani ya yi masa albarka. Lokacin da Allah ya gyara Kano zuwa aka yi aka ce a cire shi daga Kano aka cire shi daga Kano. Da haka in ba ta zama to kai profesa sai tsufa kana kallon wannan abin ko ya kashe ka ko ka da haka ku sani in muna son gyara sai mun yi abu na farko sai mu sai an shugabanni da suke kishin ƙasa da al'umma duk da wannan tunani. Na uku sai mun samu kishi sosai a ƙasarmu in ba haka sai dai mu tafiya haka dukkan da kake kallo babu wanda yake jin wani zafi da raɗaɗi in ya shiga unguwarsu ya ga ƙazanta ba zai iya sharewa ba saboda mun ga kamar da ka faɗa da traffic na titi da tsafta gari su ne suke gyara tunanin mutum. Daga duk unguwa take duk garin da yake akwai ƙazanta da rashin abu na bala'i.
Allah ya saka. Professor Salisu ya ba labarin wata rana da wani wasu ‘yan mutane a cikin kowa da iri amma abin da yan wato ya ba wa sakin mai kwantoci ya shuka iri ko bisha kuma ya kula da ita. Masallacin Juma'a da ɗaya a Kano masu sallah a ciki za su yi dashe adadinsu ina tabbatar da biyu na Kano in the next 10 ba ma sai 5 years za a ga wannan hoton na canza. Gaskiya ce akan attitude namu da ɗabi'a mu ko mentality mu sai ya canja. Allah ya saka rai. Na yi burin a ce lecture malam ta isa kunnuwa mutanen da yana gwamnati bane har da al'umma. Akwai abubuwan da ko gwamnati ba su kai zai daga shafin da to muna neman mu karkare by 10 minutes, so we will continue to one.
I do not share the idea that the government should not deal in this situation. I'll give you an example of my case. Friends, along the middle space where waste is being done. Very expensive area. When a group of people came and said they have this. Only despite that the government if you are familiar with Trinity School and you are familiar with you see an open space where are now young world. Our problem now is not looking our waste. We are looking our waste. Madam said we need a change of mind. Young children of summer, I don't know what the social about maybe the doctor. And I cannot clean my mental. Finally, yes, I want to digress a bit. I want to publicly recognize my former teacher who taught me at master's level in 1986. And that is Professor. After the whole session, he invited the whole class in Nasarawa and entertained us with a very wonderful thought. What is your relationship?
I'd like to recognize the distinguished personalities here by for this one. To the event, that I must be here. So many things that which are missing. He probably touched only the surface of this very important topic. And I would ask him to please, as the topic is presented by this presentation should not end here, but should be expanded in a book. I am willing to participate in the project just to mention a few things which will be Kano asset as part of something Let us remember the great advances made by Kano in those days, especially in the field of education, the Islamic education in the traditional sense and in the modern sense, as well as Western education, through the establishment of many institutions, studies, which are today, and also in the area of mass education or literacy education. In those days, great respect as well. There were also great the great grounds of Kano are still in place, but underutilized. The great food of Kano, great water works, electricity provision, the airport of Kano. Let us remember that in the entire first land in Kano in 38, and that was the place that or any commercial aircraft sort landed in the entire West Africa. It was first in Kano. In the area of agriculture, you can all remember the great ground pyramids. But some of us, when we see them in pictures, but some of us can recall where they are no longer there. The great advance in agriculture by Kano, in development trade, cotton, pipes, and steel. Remember that, but what they excel in. It's all contributed to the aspect of Kano. Finally, the great number of industries in Kano, particularly in China, Tokra, now probably as a purpose of this industry this way and we only remember them. It's not late. We can do something. We can do it. Thank you very much.
Why not limit question from the audience to those written? So if the speaker answers those questions, we are done with the part. I think that is okay because we are running out of time.
I think for me asking why, because
Sooner is.
And I think even the plan and the scholar that Professor followed is, I am sure the template, if we were to ask to prepare a template that creates sustainability in Kano, it is likely not going to be him going back to the old template. He is not going to talk about returning the ponds that recharge groundwater. The dynamics have changed. When he wants to bring back the trees in Torai, in Samia Boka, in all the other places that are so named from these trees, he's not going to go back to those trees because the dynamics have changed. And planners are always conscious of the dynamics of the moment. I am sure if Professor Ali Barao is going to propose for us trees, because trees are critical to us returning environmental quality. He's not going to talk about returning to Orawa to Orai. Of course, he's going to think about ornamental plants that are compatible with the present moment, the dynamics. And when he wants to return, because Kano is not about Kano metropolis alone. We must remember that there is also the rural Kano. And the rural Kano is also a critical subset of the larger Kano. I am sure it is going to suggest some things. He's not going to talk about the exotic trees. He's going to think about returning the old trees that have been the reasons why when the white man came, he was amazed, he was surprised to have found a very huge concentration of people close to the Sahara, which is Kano. And he said, look, what must be the secret of this large population? And the first thing he did was to look at our agriculture. And then what he found was that he could see that the agriculture was sustainable because it integrated certain particular tree species, nitrogen-fixing tree species. Where are they today? All of them are gone. I'm sure Professor Salisu Barao is going to think about many of these things. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. So if you can pick from the sister side, I think one is 40 because of time constraints. Sorry for those who are not given the chance, please bear with us. Short and precise, please.
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you for the wonderful presentation. I'm Muhammad Sani, and I'm from A1 family. My own is just to please suggest for the school management that every person that is going to graduate from school should have a plant that he will plant somewhere else that can be supervised. With this, the mindset should start from those that are educated. Because we start telling those that are uneducated and out of school. And about the toilet issue, yes. If we go to the female toilet in this school, I'm not a student, but I usually come for Jumu'at prayers. It's so disgusting that you see this toilet is for students that are claiming to be graduates. The toilet is so soiled. I know that people actually can help in order to build a proper swale for the toilet. But still, sisters, we have to do something to keep our society clean. And the mindset that Malan talked about should start from us and our kids. I was once on a way. I saw a child throw away a rubber from his car. I was in Keke. When we reached a place that they stopped us, I knocked the door. Then the driver kept it down. I said, yeah. Yes. The child was so sorry. But the driver is an old man. He told the driver that please open it, let me pick it up. The driver said, no, just forget about her. Imagine, just forget about her. Instead of him to put sense into him that we can now open the door because this is a main road, but next time don't do it. So the mindset should start from us and our children. Thank you.
Orientation. Thank you very much. I think the speaker is having only 5 minutes to just answer all the questions so that the remark of His Excellency Governor and His Royal Highness is awaiting us before we conclude. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you very much for making my job simple. You said in 5 minutes, so all questions should be yes or no. Yes. Now, one of the populations of places is never enough. Because considering the size of Kano, for instance,
yes, the urban Kano constitutes less than 10% of the total area size of Kano. So we have abundance of resources and land. So I don't see why and how population. In fact, then if you look at it from that angle, you can say that Kano is still underpopulated, not overpopulated at all. How many dams do we have? Prof mentioned that most of these dams are underutilized. So that means the resource is not the problem, but how we use it is. Then the Murshid acknowledged most of the recommendations and observations, and also Malam Ibrahim Khalil. Also, I like this idea that you mentioned of change of attitude. It's very, very important. Why is it that in Japan,
Why is it in Japan? So I am a teacher, I think that here, why is it that in Japan, many people from what I saw there, they lock their doors. Their doors, when they are going out to office, they close their doors with magnets, only. Magnet, not key, not padlock. Just key, no, magnet. Magnet, mind repeat. The door has a magnet. So why do they put magnet for stray animals? Maybe cat or dog. I saw this in Japan. Nobody will break into your door because what is there is not easy. My friend forgot his wallet, and he was from Malaysia and he went to Tokyo, and then he lost his wallet. They started their journey in the train. He said, "You will pick it where you left it tomorrow." And tomorrow they came and he picked it. So this is attitude. They taught them right from the beginning. Here, for our families, we start to think, when we speak with our children, we tell them, this one has money, this one has money, this one is poor. All this sort of thing, that's how we infuse materialism into children's minds. Let me tell you something with that. We are not that bad. In the past, Tata will play song for Masuo, for Amadiga. These are not rich people. They recognize the value. Here at Bayero University, Kano, that was the time when we invited a scholar. She came here to talk about Al-Majri. And that program. So myself and I were there on time. But the students themselves were not there. In the morning, so she told me something at the new side. She said, let's go and walk out. And we went out walking around. She saw some people, this horticulture is very close by some office, and told me, please, let's go and greet those people. We went there, and after she said, do you think these people are happy? I said, yes. But she said, one day, she told me, look, as they cut these trees and make them beautiful, don't you feel happy? I said, yes. She said, okay. So this is how we develop people's attitude. Recognize everyone based on what he contributes, no matter how little it is. So I agree with Marlon that, and a lady here as well, as sister, definitely we need that revolution, right? Sorry, not revolution, transformation of attitude, change of behavior is fundamental. I accept that, and I thank all of you who said some good things about presentation. There are some papers. I have seen one make a recommendation, so I think they are good. Prayer is being called, and somebody mentioned that the issue of, I don't think I talk about renovating city walls. Maybe you misunderstood me. And this one, a lot of questions here. What can you do to conserve or bring back our beds? Now, and he said such as bat, Jemagi, right? Jemagi actually is not a bed, right? So I wrote a paper on the royal bats of Kano about the bats in Gidan Sarki. Jemagi Gidan Sarki, I wrote a paper on that. So by implication, then I will tell you, reflect on what is happening at Gidan Sarki at the Kano Palace is because the palace has been able to maintain trees. That is why the birds will come. So even for you linking with my dean's cousin, it's all about replanting trees. This year's theme for the World Environment Day is about restoration of ecosystem. And yes, so many people are working on that. We recently got a grant, right, about restoration in agricultural rural farmlands in Kano and from the UK government. So you can see others are doing. So it's left to you. You can plant one tree and it means a lot. You don't know who will benefit. And one thing is that we know there is a hadith that mentioned that if you plant a tree and any bird or human being that uses it, you'll get reward. So that is the best answer I can. Thank you very much. And apologies for that I cannot lay my hands on that.
Thank you very much. That is what brought us to the end of question and answer session. Here is a proactive measure to reverse the situation that is deterioration in our environmental, capacity or situation in Kano. Let us all here, those who are present, to take a pledge. This is a suggestion that I wanted to read out. Let's take a pledge that we are going to, each and every one of us is going to plant a tree, but not just planting it just like that, but as if we do this and encourage others to do, surely within no time will change how things are, the state of affairs in our environmental situation. So this pass across and let us, before we leave, have this in mind so that we can do something instead of dispersing without taking any measure. Let at our interpersonal capacity do something. Thank you very much, Dr. Ali. Suggestion is from Dr. Ali. Now we are going to take His Excellency's remark. Okay. Okay. So in absence of the Commissioner of Environment, who was representing His Excellency Governor of Kano, now we are going to take the remark of His Royal Highness Dr. Alhaji Aminu Adubayo, every represented by Waziri Kano. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. Salatu wassalamu ala ashrafil mursalin Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa man tabi'ahum bi ihsan ila yawmid din. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. As part of our tradition, His Highness the Emir of Kano, wanda cikin yiwuwa sai aka kama wani wuri tsira da aminci tsara tabbatar shugaban Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Na tsaya a wannan wuri ne bisa wakilci na mai martaba sarki Kano. Mai martaba sarki ya so ya halarci wannan taro ya kasance tare da ku a wannan wuri a yau. Amma saboda kasancewa yana tare da gwamna wajen halartar wani taron na al'amura da shugabanci a jama'a. Don haka ya kuma wani kasance tare da ku a wannan wuri. Mai martaba sarki ya umarce ni da isar da fatan alkhairinsa da shugaba na wannan jami'a da kuma jami'a da ita kanta da malamanta da kuma ɗalibanta bisa ga waɗannan kyawawan shirye-shirye na ilmantarwa wanda za su kawo mana ci gaba a cikin rayuwar al'umma. Martaba sarki yana ƙara tunatar da mu cewa a cikin dukkanin taro irin wannan wanda za a haɗa masana da jagorori na ilimi
su fitar da baiwa da Allah ya musu na ilimi na sakamakon binciken sakamako daban-daban, to sani cewa makaranta ce mai girma da koyarwa. Don haka dukkanin abubuwan da suka fito daga bakuna
has very great horizon. For population, for a city, and for a state, which is Muslim dominated. But on the other hand, limited against whatever is expected. I think is what we think over against on this particular issue. You are all understand. This moment our guests and the participants. Associate Professor Nursa Nisu Baro and the organizers of this particular event, Triple IT, are all UKs. Nursa Baro is just a sample of what is by done. Triple IT sees the origination where it is now. By virtue of the fact that I'm simply to be one of the promoters of education and intellectualism. We hosted in the UK for over the last decade. We continue to be sure that it remains to be in the UK. And even when they pay $26 as a vice chancellor, the problem is the vice chancellor was that. That's against triple 80 still inside a temporary site. The university is going to provide a lot of that triple 80 to build permanent site so that the opportunity to be the brand of the distinguished ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your attendance, for your patience. God bless. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I think we are going to skip the remark of National Chairman Board of Trustees, Triple IT Board. That is the Bashir Galadat. Straight, we are going to take the remark, vote of thanks by Dr. Sayyid
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم بسم الله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين ربنا آتنا من لدنك رحمة رشدا بالله الذي لنا الصالحات. Saying that because of the high table, at the risk of breaking protocol, I want to commence start the vote of thanks with the speaker. But I need to around. When I used to tell my students that I hope and prayer that they will grow to be better than me. And Allah leaves me to survive and see and hear and sometimes read from some of my students. Like I feel Allah has answered. So Dr. Aliu Salisbaro, thank you so much for working so hard to become better than me. Let me take 1 minute to underscore two of the issues he raised. The need for vegetation, growing more trees. And by the comment of the sister from A1 family, that it is better that we start from the top. A top-down approach is better. The way the masses imitate the elite, by the time they see us doing it, they will begin to copy even without telling them. And the short story is that this is being done in some Muslim communities. Some 6 to 7 years ago, the team of the Triple IT was at Tanzania, the Muslim University of Morogoro to be specific. And our mission there was to conduct an international conference on Islamization of knowledge. And the vice president of the because he was in attendance, the protocol included that after the opening ceremony, there will be a tree planting session. And many members of the conference were given seedlings and trees were planted. Now, this kind of exercise can be imitated by our leaders, both at the governmental and other institutional levels. If Triple IT were to have owned these hampers, we would have, from that experience, we would have included in this exercise a tree planting session after this thing. But we hope, since the Vice Chancellor is ably represented, this should be noted. My second concern is the issue of privacy, Prof. The issue of privacy, the way we are building today, in which we are so carefree about the privacy of others, is so disturbing. My personal experience is this. When I obtained the peace house, the first thing I did was with these trees that are nicknamed masquerades. And a friend of mine was wondering, why should I begin with tree? I said, because you can see, although it is GRA and the land is spacious, from all indications, not meant for upstairs building. That's why I will not build upstairs. But if care is not taken, my neighbors may come and build and edify over me and encroach upon my privacy. And I spent about 5 years nursing those trees before I commenced any building. And today, I have had one neighbor who has built a high-rising building, and his doors are looking directly. Those trees have covered most of the way. And inshallah, the other ones, by the time the trees grow, to the privacy. So I used to wonder, why can't we teach our architecture a little innovation? Why can't we raise the building, the window, up over the head of an average person, so that we have the benefit of sunlight and the benefit of air without necessarily seeing the other compound or they seeing us. Or the way, sometimes not only the compound, you will see buildings and windows looking at the bedrooms of each other. This is the way we are now operating. So much so that you have to keep your curtains down all the time, 24 hours, 7 days a week. So as scholars also, let's start thinking of how to change this situation. And this is courtesy of your presentation. From Malta government representatives to elder statesmen that I host our Vice Chancellor, who is ably and adequately and sufficiently represented by our DVC academic, to our VC, Dr. Sunusi Iguda, another of my students who is growing to be better than me. And I think he's already better than me. I think they are classmates with Dr. Aliyu. And brothers and sisters who are here, let me, because of the time limit, say, may Allah reward you abundantly for being here. May the knowledge which we gain here be beneficial to us and to humanity. Thank you very much. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Godiya muke yi, Dakta. Da Allah ga wani ɗan uwa ya bada sako irin na sanarwa. Cewa ɗaya daga cikin ƙoƙarin da ya shi ne samar da wannan mujallar, wadda ya kawo ta waɗansu daga cikin manya a high table an basu, amma muna sanar da 'yan uwa game da irin sakon take kunshe da shi da kuma gudunmawar da al'umma mu take bukata ga irin waɗannan mujallan. Saboda haka muna sanarwa cewa ana sai da ita ga wanda yake da bukata. Ina ganin da wannan muka zo ƙarshen mu mai albarka, zan gayyaci alarma da ta Yusha'u ya rufe mana. Allah ya mai da kowa gida lafiya. Allah ya albarkaci wannan taro. Salama.
Alhamdulillah, Your Royal Highness, our father, our grandfather, our mentor, an elder statesman, Professor Shehu Galadanchi, the guest speaker, Professor Ali Salisu Barau, chief host, the Vice Chancellor ably represented by the Deputy Vice Chancellor Academic, Professor Sani Mohammed Gumal, the National Coordinator of the IT, of Triple IT, my brother, or my senior brother, Professor Salisu Shehu. Please permit me to stand at the existing protocols. The task upon which I have been assigned is to close with prayer. Therefore, I have nothing to add but to say, Sallu ala Nabi al-Kareem. وما أصبتنا في الأمور كلها من كذب عذاب الآخرة رب اغفر وارحم أنت خير الراحمين اللهم اجعل معنا اجتماعا مرحوما واجعل تفرقنا تفرقا معصوما اللهم آمنا في أوطاننا اللهم أصلح أئمتنا وولاة أمورنا اللهم لا سهل سهلا وأنت تجعل إذا شئت سهلا اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم وبارك على محمد وعلى محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد سبحان رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.